Hello and Shabbat Shalom to you. This is the ending of Pesach. As you hear this message, we are concluding the seventh day of Pesach, and maybe you are ending Pesach completely. Some people do an eighth day of Pesach, more traditional or more conservative person might do an eighth day, but the Pesach is ending for most people, and I hope it was a joyous and festive, wonderful Pesach to spend time with family. I want to talk to you about what's behind me, and these are some sheaves, if you will. And I wanted to talk about the Omer. The Omer, right, are the 49 days between the second night of Pesach and the holiday of Shavuot. And we are taught to count these days, again, from the second night of Pesach until the holiday of Shavuot. And those are the 49 days, Shavuot being the 50th day that we're supposed to count. And in the biblical period, we used to count this area of time because we were beginning the barley harvest. And so we would bring the sheaves, right? One sheaf, several sheaves to the temple. And the word Omer literally means sheaf, means one of these offerings that we would bring. And the text tells us in the book of Leviticus, it says, you shall count from the eve of the second day of Passover when an Omer of grain, that's the sheaf, the Omer of grain is to be brought as an offering 7 complete weeks. The day after the 7th week of your counting will make 50 days. Then that 50th day, Shavuot, and you shall present a new offering unto God. So we know when we count the Omer, and the Omer is counted each evening after sundown. There's a blessing we usually say, Baruch atah Adonai melech haolam asher mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat haomer. That's the commandment, commanding us to count the Omer. And then there's this whole formula of how you do it. You say that you actually, after the blessing, you recite the appropriate counting of the day. So if it was the first day, it is not, because that was on the night of the second Seder. We would say Hayom Yom Echad Omer. We would say today is the first day of the Omer. Now, after 6 days, it actually switches, and then we would add to it. We would say, like, for instance, we would say today is the 13th. Today is 13 days, which is 1 week and 6 days of the Omer. We sort of added that last piece, and the last piece was added because it was a discussion among the rabbis on whether the Torah counted the Omer as one entity, or each day was its own entity. It was on the one hand, the text sort of says that you count the 50 days, but on the other hand, it says count the complete 7 weeks. So that's why the sort of strange language. Why do we do this? Why do we go through all of the details of counting and the intricacies? And by the way, if you miss counting, if you miss a day or miss an evening of counting, there's a whole other explanation of whether you can pick it up again or not pick it up again. Then you can maybe pick it up in the morning, but if you don't pick it up in the morning, then can you even count after that? There's a lot of intricacies, which, by the way, if you're interested in talking about the Omer, awesome. I'm happy to talk to you about the Omer. Mostly, I want to talk to us about the Omer in sort of our sense in our lives, and that is because the Omer teaches us to count, and that is to count our days. And I would love for us on this Shabbat, particularly after the Shabbat, sort of bringing our conclusion to Pesach, I'd love for us to think about how we make our days count. How do we make our days count, our hours count, the time with our families, with our loved ones and our friends count? Wouldn't it be lovely if we had a specific blessing that we would say every single day, either when we began the day or ended the day, and to say, oh, I'm so thankful for this day because of this, and this, and this. And so on this Shabbat, like I said, as we bring Pesach to a close, I invite us to find those moments where we find the daily blessings in our lives, the daily blessings on the things that we get to do, the people we get to meet with our family and with our friends. And so our times return to normal. Tonight, services are at 7 p.m. Join us in person, or if you'd like, on the live stream. Tomorrow, 8:30 will be our service and our study. And I look forward to seeing you soon. So Shabbat Shalom to you, and look forward to thinking of those blessings of making each and every day count.